All right, welcome. Week 8 of the fantasy football season is here, and we've got the advice you need, rankings, injury news, and top streamers to get you ready. We'll be right back.
The Fantasy Six-Pack Hour with your hosts, Joe Bond and AJ Applegarth.
Touchdown! All right, everybody. Welcome to the Fantasy Six-Pack Hour. My name is Joe Bond, founder of FantasySixPack.net. With me, as usual, the crew, AJ Applegarth and Corey Pieper. Hope you guys have had a good night.
You need to have. You're missing a Wizard shirt.
Debatable. Yeah.
Missing a Wizard shirt?
He's got a 76ers. I got a Buck shirt.
Yeah, what the hell, man? Come on. You missed the damn memo again.
I don't even know if I have a Wizard shirt because they've been terrible forever.
Please.
I have a jersey. I have a jersey.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Does it say Wizards or does it say Washington Bullets? Come on.
I have one of each, actually. So I have the old school, like orange.
Bullets
one.
I was totally
Baltimore Bullets one,
but
back in the day.
Baltimore Bulls.
Baltimore Bullets, man.
Bullets, yeah.
All right.
All right.
Just before we jump into things, just remind everybody, hit that subscribe button, that like button, leave us comments. We love to hear from you. But without further ado, let's jump into our Week 8 advice here. Start with the rankings, and I'm just going to jump right into the running backs that I dislike a little bit more. Kept the list a little bit shorter this week, hopefully. But starting off with Saquon, -4, Breece Hall, -2, Chase Brown, -2, Dowdell, down -1, Jordan Mason, Vidal, Stevenson, Krasky Merritt, Travion Henderson, -1, and then Kareem Hunt, -4, rounding out. That's like the top 45-ish. So what y'all got?
Just ask your guy, AJ. I'll let you go first. Just ask your guy.
Yeah. I mean, Barkley, why is he -4? I don't understand. He's the best running back in the league.
You sound like you don't understand.
This offense is lightning hot right now. So, I mean, health isn't an issue. The line isn't an issue. Jalen apparently isn't an issue. What's the deal? And for the record, Saquon playing the Giants again. The second time in 3 weeks, and you have him 4 down. So still RB12.
Yeah, still an RB1. I mean, you could talk me to bump him even lower, man. Like it hasn't been good for Saquon most of the season. And I guess maybe a bit of a revenge game, playing at home this time. Maybe they just go all out. But, man, I just haven't really seen anything from Barkley, especially the last couple of weeks, that has really excited me at all. And I think, there's just – his name is still carrying his value. Let's be real. And would it be weird to say, like, if his name wasn't Saquon Barkley – he'd be a mid to late running back 2 right now?
So you're saying if his name was Stay Calm Barkley, he would be a running back number 2. Yeah, I mean, everything that I just said was completely sarcastic for anybody listening and maybe watching tomorrow. Or later in the weekend, who knows? But yeah, I mean, again, the line has been a problem. Injuries because of the line or on the line have been a problem. Everybody keying in on Saquon because screw last year, everybody got beat. Let's put 12 men in the box. Yeah, you can only have 11. Okay, there's some flags thrown, but you're still getting everybody in the box. You didn't care about the outside because apparently Jalen can't throw the ball. Jalen has averaged 300 yards the past 3 weeks. 300 yards passing. And I don't know if he's ever done that in his career for 3 straight weeks. But, AJ Brown is still a mess. The offense in general is still kind of a mess. So I don't necessarily disagree with you here. I probably would put him out of RB1 territory myself.
Yeah,
obviously that pains me greatly to say that.
He's benefiting from this terrible bye week of 6 teams on bye. So perhaps if we didn't have that, he would be outside the top 12. But that's what we got.
Yep.
Then you just want to move on.
I want to ask about Bryce Young, because Cincinnati, the second worst rush defense, or maybe the worst rush defense in the league against for fantasy points against running backs, and you actually have him 2 lower. Just worried that with Justin Fields not there, they're not going to be able to do anything, because even though they didn't do anything when he was there.
I mean, you just answered your own question.
Okay.
They haven't been able to do anything with him there.
This is one of those talk it out sessions where you just answer your own questions.
Yeah, you both did. He's had 1 top 10 finish, 1 other top 13 finish in half PPR. I've got him down at 17. Could you bump him up a little bit because of the matchup? Sure, but the last couple of weeks, RB 31 last week against Carolina, you would have thought would have been okay, and that offense looked atrocious. I just have zero faith in the Jets offense right now. Unless Garrett Wilson can miraculously come back this week, I really do think that there is just nowhere for Breece Hall to run.
Yeah, Cincinnati is the worst against running backs.
Oh, no, absolutely. I hesitated bumping him down a couple spots, but it's just where we are. So move over to here. A much shorter list. Players that I like more, Rashad White at +2, Quinshon Judkins +1, Cam Scatterboo +1. Sorry, AJ. Jalen Warren +2, Alvin Kamara +4, Isaiah Pacheco +3.
Yeah, all right. Let's go into this Scatterboo thing. I mean, really? No.
Really?
That was just there because you knew we were doing the show. And then you had Saquon on the other side. So you're like, hey, you know what?
That sounds
Double
fun.
F you.
But for real though, Philly allows the 8th most points to running backs right now on the season. Scatterboo has been on absolute fire. I don't see why this changes.
Again, sadly, neither do I. I mean, the whole Giants team destroyed us last 2 weeks ago.
And look, they just had
he had 3 freaking touchdowns, almost 100 yards rushing. Will they do that again? I sure as hell hope not. But could they? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just now. Granted, Jalen Carter was not in that game 2 weeks ago.
True.
So that will help, the case against Scatterboo. But again, I really don't hate it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's repeating an
I
RB3.
can't hate it.
But look at what he just did against Denver, right? I mean, that was a phenomenal game. I thought for sure that offense was going to get shut down, that this was the real deal. I don't know, man. This Giants offense, I'm just waiting for, the clock to turn 12, man. They're all going to turn to the pumpkins. I don't know what's going to happen. This can't keep happening, right? They can't be this good, but I don't know. They have beaten some really good teams. They beat up on the Chargers, the Eagles, the Broncos. Weirdly enough, their worst offensive game was against the Saints when all of these guys were playing. So I don't know.
No, Casey. Oh, well, yeah, when Dart was in.
Yeah, when Dart and Scatterboo were both in.
Yeah,
that's what I meant.
Yeah, so. Casey was not Dart. So, yeah, I mean, this offense is sneaky good right now, and I do think that it might be some smoke and mirrors, but why the hell aren't you going to ride rookie smoke and mirrors if it's working, keep fucking doing it. Why the hell wouldn't you?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll ask about Pacheco at the very bottom there, who had one good week against an atrocious Raiders defense. Before that, he had finished inside the top 24 exactly 0 times. Last week, he finished as RB 15, and yet you're bumping him up a little bit to RB 21. You're just back in right away.
Oof. I think we're seeing it. So first off, the Commanders' run defense has been exposed big time lately. They've just looked bad. The entire defense is looking bad right now. And Jayden Daniels is going to be out, so we know the offense isn't really going to be firing on all cylinders to keep their defense off the field. Pacheco looked like he is taken back over this backfield, which is what I expected from day one. And I know Kareem Hunt had, what was it, an ankle injury during that game, but he came back in. But obviously it was a blowout, so I think that, they were just like, don't worry about it. But even before that, man, like the last couple of weeks, we've seen a lot of the work go back to Pacheco. And more importantly, we're seeing the short yardage and the goal line work go back to Pacheco. I don't know why Andy Reid has done this with Kareem Hunt. Like, he likes to use him at the goal line. Pacheco is a much harder runner. He's just violent, man. Just leave him in there. I've never understood that one, and he's good at it. So I think it's almost like, oh yeah, that's right. I've got this guy Pacheco who likes to run through brick walls. Let me just go give the ball to him, and it's working. So I think against this team, against Washington, sadly enough, I do think we could easily see another 30-0 rousing of a team here. It's gonna be ugly.
Okay.
Move over here. List of receivers that I do not like as much. Cortland Sutton, Dunze, DK Metcalf, -1, McConkey, -3, McMillan, Tetsuroa, -1, Waddle, -1, Quentin Johnston, -2, Kendrick Bourne, -5, Marvin Mims, -3, Alik Ayomenar, and Xavier Legette down there at -3 and -4.
I mean, I feel like the Bourne is an obvious one because of Jennings coming back.
And he might drop more.
A couple weeks now.
And Pearsall, probably not coming back, but Jennings looked like he was playing well. So
Pearsall questionable still, but leaning, the better half of playing. And Kittle's back. Now, Kittle did absolutely literally zero last week, aside from block really well for CMC. So I don't expect that out of Kittle again, but maybe they're just trying to ease him in, maybe, but no.
Do you know what Sunday is?
I guess the day of the week that's either the first day or the last day, depending on how your calendar looks.
National Tight End Day. Kittle's gonna go off for 3 touchdowns. Somebody mentioned that in the Discord, and I was like, "Oh, baby, time to bump up all the tight ends in the flex rankings." But anyway,
Corey, are we shocked that Joe has National Tight Ends Day circled several times in highlighter, red pen, black Sharpie, and some random blue of some sort?
You don't want to miss it.
National Tight End Day.
Don't want to miss it ever.
So I've just colored that one black. Jeez, that's a lot of colors.
I mean, I could go deeper into this, but I will not.
No, we're good. Did we ask about somebody on the chart?
Yes.
I got one. How about the 2 Chargers guys on there? I think we got burned by Quentin Johnston. I think he is actually very still much Quentin Johnston, and it's more boom busty. I think 21 still too high. You have Lad McConkey and Quentin Johnston low on there. And I'm just I think you should have sold Quentin Johnston when you had the chance, because I think we're falling back to that's going to keep dropping.
Yeah. And look, I think I said it a couple of weeks ago when we started talking about these guys. They're all good, right? And so they're all ranked and even I even think Keenan Allen, I think he's ranked like 24 or 25. So they're all right there. And I mean, that's in the realm of possibilities, right? The problem is that you're going to get one guy 1 week going, he's going to be 11. The next guy is going to be, 18. And then the last guy is going to be 35 to 40, right? It's hard to have all three of them finish inside the top 24. But overall on the year, they're all top 24 receivers. So they all sort of just like eat into each other. Now you're adding Arondé Gadsden as well into this mix, and it's even more muddled. So they all get a slight bump down for me. Minnesota's pass defense against receivers right now is fourth best. So I do think this could be a bit of a struggle unless we get another like a 55 pass attempt game from Herbert, which seems to be happening quite a bit this year.
Have you seen them try to run the ball since Amari Hampton got hurt? It was okay the first week. We'll see. Maybe Cavani Duvall can figure it out tomorrow night. But
the first week was nice.
First week was okay.
And the Vikings defense is pretty good against the run as well. So that's going to be interesting. So moving on. Guys that I'm a little bit higher on, Emeka Egbuka, AJ Brown, Zay Flowers, Michael Pittman, Devonta Smith, T. Higgins, Stephon Diggs, Juwan Jennings, and Deebo Samuel.
I mean, Diggs and Jennings are the two highest here at +4. Diggs going up, against Cleveland. Home game for them. I'll dig into that. You have him at 17. I mean, are we just back in on Diggs 100% at this point? We know he's liked by May, and May's looked really solid. Is that what you're basing it on, or just is there something else?
Diggs is running a lot in the slot. He's actually I think it's Booty is like the number one there, like as far as like lining up there, getting the most snaps, running the most routes. Diggs sort of flip-flops between, being on 3 wide receiver sets, being on 2 wide receiver sets. He kind of mixes in, which means he's not going to get, their primary coverage, right? And so despite him not being on the field as much, he is still seeing the team lead in targets. So that's a plus for him. And I know everybody looks at, Cleveland, this defense is top notch, and they are. They're very, very good, but they're kind of middle of the road when it comes to allowing points to receivers. And with how good this Patriots team has looked lately, like I think they can, be on the positive side of that, like make it even worse for Cleveland this next week. So that's where I'm at with that.
Yeah. The only one I want to ask you quick is, Michael Pittman, I guess you're going to start him. If Josh Downs were to come back, would you drop that number back down a little bit, or
probably just a little bit? The Titans defense not good, so you still like it. You still like it a lot, but yeah, he might kind of probably wouldn't be by a lot though. Downs and him sort of have been flip flopping all year long. I still favor Pittman.
Sounds good.
All right. Tight ends. The guys I like a little less: Dallas Goedert, Mason Taylor, Hunter Henry, and Dalton Schultz.
Not a lot there.
Okay, moving on.
No,
there's not.
I don't even know.
Dalton Schultz being 3 down is a little odd. He had coming off his best game, and he's been consistently usable at tight end on a position that hasn't been. And then he came off last week, and he had, I want to say, I don't have it up in front of me, 9 for 90 or something like that, 7 for 90, and no Nico Collins. I would have expected him to go, or expected no Nico Collins. I would have expected him to go up. To see him down is a little surprising.
I think the thing that I worry about with no Nico, no Christian Kirk is, can this offense stay on the field at this point? Dalton Schultz is not going to like scare defenses, right? Maybe if this were like full PPR, maybe he just gets a boost because he's just going to see probably the majority of the targets. But I mean, I think they're going to have to get creative, see if they can get Higgins and Noel and get Woody Marks involved a lot more as well. I'm just not sure Dalton Schultz is who they're going to. The Houston is. I'm not sure that that's who they're going to game plan their offense around.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. These all suck. So
true. There's 6 teams on bye, man. There wasn't a lot out here. Sorry, man.
Climageddon.
It is what it is. But the tight ends that I like a little bit more, a bunch of plus ones here. Dalton Kincaid, Fannin, Kyle Pitts, Zach Ertz, Mark Andrews at +2, TJ Hawkinson at +2, Theo Johnson at +1.
I'm kind of leaning either Zach Ertz or Andrews. I mean, they're pretty similar at this point, I feel like. I'm not sure which one will do better.
Yeah.
Ertz, I feel like definitely, I could see the bump up because of other receivers missing time. And that may be the case again. But Andrews, if Lamar comes back, is that what you're kind of banking on?
Yeah, I think the Lamar positive news this week so far is bumping up their guys a little bit. Chicago's defense has been really, really good, so that takes a hit a little bit there. But that offense is just so different when Lamar is there and hopefully fully healthy. But the Bears are kind of middle of the road against tight ends. It is funny. Like I'll say, middle of the road against tight ends. There is literally like a 1.5 gap between like the middle 15 teams. So there's not a lot difference on a per game average between all of these teams. There's extremes at the highs and the lows, but other than that, they're all relatively the same because tight ends. But yeah, man, kind of pick your poison this week. Like again, not a ton of great options. So all the ones that everybody likes, everybody else likes too. That's why you don't see a lot of the 1s and the 2s and 3s up here. Everybody had them 1 and 2 and 3 this week. I think it's going to be very chalky this week when it comes to the rankings, and it's just that's what happens in weeks like this, where it's it's very top heavy. Like Tyler Warren, boom, tight end 1. Okay, no one's arguing over that.
Yeah, I just want to mention quick. We had Harold Fannin ranked high last week, and I think a lot of people were disappointed. But that was also a game where Dylan Gabriel ended up throwing the ball 18 times. 18
times, yep.
Because they won 31-6. So to see him back in the top 10, I'm back in on it too. I agree with you there, and got him in the top 10, and you're a little higher. So I think that's a good call. Stick with Harold.
Very tough matchup, but I do think, like you said, people got scared off by that. But you're right, and I mentioned it in the usage article that went out today. The snap percentage, the route percentage, the number of routes run, target percentage, all actually went up for Harold Fannin. The actual raw numbers did not, because threw the ball 18 times, and this you can't do anything about that. That's a strange game, and I'm going to I would put a lot of money down on the fact that Cleveland's not going to win 31-6 against New England, so they're going to have to pass a lot more.
Yeah, that's probably a pretty good bet.
Yeah. Over here to quarterbacks, I got Jalen Hurts down a spot, Baker Mayfield down a spot, Dak down 2, CJ Stroud down 4. Then a bunch of bottom feeders at the end that whatever. If you're starting Andy Dalton, good luck to you, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Let me raise my hand.
I know people are hurting at quarterback. Good luck.
Are you that hurting at quarterback that you need to fire up a red rocket?
I mean,
Ayo.
we could have said the same against Joe Flacco, but hey, he's proven to be pretty good again. Helps to have Jamal.
I don't know if you know this, but Joe Flacco is elite. So how dare you, sir?
How about Dak? How about Dak Prescott just being 2 down?
Yeah.
Is it just the fear of the Denver defense? I think we bumped Jackson Dart down on that last week, and he delivered.
Yeah. I hear you. I hear you on that one. But yes, it is the Denver defense that gives me trepidation here. It's at Denver, and Dart and Dak play a different game, right? And so it surprised me, but I wasn't like, at the end of the day, like that there's no way that should have ever happened, because Dart just plays a different game, right? He's physical. He runs the ball. Dak's not running the ball anymore, right? Like that's just not his game. He used to be able to, tuck it and run for, 50 to 60 yards sometimes in a game, but he's not going to do that. Dart's just playing backyard football at this point, man. And I think Denver was like, what the hell is this? And he's shocking a lot of teams, right? It will be interesting to see this week, the first team to play him twice, how the adjustments are made. I am very curious at how Philly plays him.
Do you have him in the top 10?
Dart?
Jackson Dart.
I believe,
do you not have your rankings up? That's fine if you don't have it.
I do not actually. But it's very close. If I don't, I do know he's right in the mix there for top 10. But he might be falling just outside of it. I don't know, man. I just have a tough time like trusting this like wild football, And look, I still think Philly's defense is overall pretty good, right? And so I do think I have him at 13.
13.
I'm telling you, I have flip-flopped everyone from 8 to 13 multiple times just today. And so I'm like, I'm very uncertain with that grouping there. Everybody outside of that is like, all right, they're pretty locked in. I think that's where they're going to sit. That grouping there, I almost guarantee is going to move a couple of times more. So they're all pretty close. Guys that I like a little bit more, and Lamar, I have him at +2, Daniel Jones +1, Herbert +1, speaking of that grouping. And then I guess I'm on the train that Brock Purdy is going to come back, and not a lot of other people are, so I've got him +9.
There's not a lot to say there. You're going to play on a week when there's a million buys. I feel like you're going to play all those guys.
Absolutely.
So maybe not Purdy necessarily, but
yeah, Purdy going against Houston, who the
best passing defense, right? Aren't they the best passing defense?
It is the best passing defense. 10.26 points. The next team for points against quarterbacks is the Atlanta Falcons at 13.29. Almost three full points difference between them and Houston. And I said it last week. I kind of was buying in, man. He finally convinced me. I'm like, all right, Sam Darnold, different than man. And I should have stuck to my guns, man, because he was not good last week.
Yeah.
9.62 points.
I was destined to lose no matter who I started last week. So, I think again, it's kind of between Jones and Herbert. Both kind of bad opponents. I mean, definitely with Tennessee. Minnesota just apparently got lit up by none other than the 300-yard machine that is Jalen Hurts. So I can buy into that. And I mean, we touched on the receivers in LA earlier, but I mean, they're all still very solid. And I think that they can all, eat against this Minnesota team. So
yeah,
I kind of like Herbert more than anything. Is that what your line of thinking is, or is it which side of that line of thinking? I guess because
I think it's just. I think it's just got a ton of weapons there, and as good as the Vikings defense has been overall this year, I think when you've got the amount of weapons and the talent around you that Herbert does, including himself, right? I mean, he's running a lot more this year. I think he can easily stay in that top 10, even against a tough opponent. So, all right. That is it for the rankings talk here. Gonna jump over here to Corey's segment, the Week 8 news and injury impact. Gonna start right off the bat here with Darren Waller hitting the IR, whatever, with
what is this, baseball?
Yeah, I know, right? With a pectoral injury, man, it was good while it lasted. But now where do we go?
The guy that missed an entire season with doing his rap career made it 3-4 weeks before he got injured. Who'd have saw that one coming? No, I mean, we talked about how bad their offense is. They should be moving on from Tua Tagovailoa to Quinn Ewers already. They're not going to do that. They're stubborn. Apparently, they're going to keep Mike McDaniel. As far as tight ends go, I don't think officially. I believe it's Julian Hill is the backup there, but I don't want to start Julian Hill. They signed Greg Dulcich off their practice squad, so nothing really changes in Miami. You're going to play Achane and Waddle, and no one else.
Yeah, I am in desperation mode in a 14-team league, and went out and picked up Nick Westbrook-Akine because I literally did not have enough receivers to start. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Injuries and bye weeks got me all
weeks,
at the same time.
There you go.
I think you'd be safer playing a bye week guy, just leaving him in your roster. But hey, man, you do.
You think he's gonna catch one ball for a fumble?
Well, Malik Washington did have a game earlier this year where he had 4 receptions for no yards. So if there's a team where you can catch multiple passes and lose yardage, it is the Miami Dolphins.
That is true. That is true.
This is no surprise. All right, so next up here we've got from Jeremy Fowler at JFowler ESPN. Jayden Daniels is out for this week with a low-grade hamstring strain per source. Does not say who the source is. Shocking. Not a long-term injury, but Commanders don't want to risk it for that biscuit. I added for that biscuit, not on Fowler's text. I mean, are we believing in Mariota? Or
2 quarterback leagues. I think in a 2 super flex league, 2 quarterback league, you can use Mariota. 6 teams on bye. We said it. More quarterbacks injured. I think in a 2 quarterback league, you can use Mariota. I think he does a good enough job of running their offense, and they should have. Debo should be there this week. McLaurin's a little still up in the air, but you don't want to use Mariota in a single quarterback league if you can avoid it. But 2 quarterback league, go ahead and use Mariota. It sounds like this is bullet dodged. Maybe 1 week from Jayden Daniels, 2 tops, I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you see the opponent, Washington was just like, nah, we're good. Let's play next week. Don't blame you.
Mm-hmm.
Next up here, Bryce Young out this week versus the Bills, high ankle sprain. That's never good. High ankle sprain, man. It sounds like that's going to be a few weeks here, probably. So we do Andy Dalton running this offense. We like it? Nah.
I mean, this Andy Dalton is another one of these old guys who gets a job in the league and he can step in and run an offense, kind of like Joe Flacco can do it, right? I don't think this is going to fall apart. He might Jacoby Brissett stepped in Arizona and the offense ran better than it has with Kyler as far as passing is concerned. Andy Dalton could step in and run the ball and pass the ball better than Bryce Young. I still like Bryce Young, but I think you're still going to play Tedero McMillan. I think Xavier Legette on this week's when there's buys is a boomer bust flex play. And the running backs are annoying right now anyways down there. So, again, I'd rather play Mariota than Andy Dalton if I had a choice, I think. But in a 2-quarterback league, yeah, I'm fine playing Andy Dalton at this point.
Ooh,
I do think that Bryce Young is going to miss more time than Jayden Daniels too. I should have mentioned that. I think this could be – they have a really late bye because I was looking at that today. Yeah, they have the Week 14 bye, the latest bye. I don't think we'll see him against Buffalo or Green Bay for sure, and then back against New Orleans would be my guess, but that's just a straight guess.
Yeah, we shall see, man. I don't know. Tet wasn't doing fantastic here the last couple of weeks. He did have the 2-touchdown game, but overall, man, it seems to be kind of disappointing. The Panthers kind of were relying on Rico Dowdell there for a few weeks, and it's kind of like, whatever now. So not great, but jumping over here to the Tampa Bay Bucks, AJ.
Yeah, Tampa Bay, we've got Mike Evans dealing with he's set for surgery now to repair this broken collarbone. We've got Bucky Irving, who's been out the past couple weeks. And then we've got Godwin, who has just now entered the world, or probably previously entered the world of injury-prone receivers who can be good when they're healthy. Up on the slide here, we got a tweet from Ian Rappaport, another tweet from Schefter. So what are we doing with Tampa Bay?
Yeah, it's not great. It's not exactly what we want to see here, but
firing their training staff. Jeez.
Yeah, no kidding. Rachaad White, you're going to fire up. Rachaad White hasn't exactly filled in 1-for-1 for Bucky Irving, but it's been 80% of it. And at this point, as long as Bucky Irving's out, you're going to start him in every situation. Mike Evans sucks. That one hurts because you held him. You got some okay production the first few weeks. He got hurt. He got back, and now you can cut Mike Evans. There's some talk that since he had the surgery. Oh, yeah, I got that goose egg in a couple places. There's some talk that since he had the surgery, he might be back in December. But unless you have an injured reserve spot that's still clear somehow at this point, go ahead and drop Mike Evans. The chances are very low that he's going to make a sizable impact in fantasy, I would say, this season. However, if he did get back so that he can get 1,000 yards, they're going to have to throw him like 45 passes in a game or something like that so he can get his 1,000 yards.
Baker will do it.
Yep, he could do it. And Godwin out. Ibuka Joe, I think he had top 5. Yeah, he's going to get the ball a lot. That was shocking to see Emeka Ibuka play last week with the hamstring. It felt like such a bad decision when they're a couple hours before the game. They're like, yep, Emeka Ibuka's going to play. I'm like, what? Why are we playing the guy, the kid with a hamstring injury here? But if they're going to play him, you got to go out because now the target should funnel there. And we were talking before we started, there's other good options. McMillan, Tez Johnson, Sterling Shepard. I think I prefer Tez Johnson, and we'll talk about him a little bit later yet.
Yep, absolutely. Another injury here. This one for the Saints. Kendre Miller, after showing a little bit of life here, was taking a bunch of work away from Alvin Kamara. Now out for the year with an ACL tear. What's the thoughts on this running back room going forward? Do you think they bring in and use a lot more Devin Neal, or is this just all Kamara?
I think they'll use Devin Neal. So if you're hurting, you want to take a chance at another backup running back, go ahead and get Devin Neal. I think that's fine. It sounds very unlikely that Alvin Kamara is going to get traded, and so I think we'll get a lot of Alvin Kamara. It's been another one kind of fine in a unspectacular type of way, like 10 to 15 fantasy points. The passing work hasn't been there as in past years with new coach. Peyton under there, not Sean Payton. New coach, I forget the guy's name, the offensive coordinator. He was with the Giants for years, but it doesn't matter. Jason Garrett, thank you. And that's not it. I can't remember his name. Anyways,
no, Jason Garrett's
he's a commentator. Who's the coach of the Saints now?
Oh,
coach of the Saints.
He was the offensive coordinator for the Cowboys at that time. Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore.
I just had the wrong player. So they've stopped throwing the ball.
Boise State guy.
Yeah, I know. They've stopped throwing the ball as much as
last year.
There you go. They stopped throwing the ball as much to Kamara, so still usable. You can add Devin Neal, but I don't want to play Devin Neal right now.
No.
And
he saw a whopping 1 carry after Miller went out, and Miller went out in like the early second quarter. So that's not a good sign.
Somebody asked me, and just a friend texted me, like, should he drop Brian Robinson for Devin Neal? And I said, well, it's the same thing. It's really no different. You're either hoping that Christian McCaffrey gets hurt, or you're not hoping, but expecting Christian McCaffrey to get hurt or Alvin Kamara to get hurt. Otherwise, neither one of them you want to use. So I said just to keep Brian Robinson.
Yeah, I mean,
that's fair.
Unless they're going to be bringing back Jamal Williams or something to somehow fill in.
Oh Lord, no, let's not do that noise.
I mean, but then you just got to go with the Eagles OC and trust them. See what happens. Every week. It never gets old. Every week.
It does get old.
No, it doesn't. No, it does not.
I hate you. Well, I will present the next topic. Speaking of Eagles, I guess Carson Wentz kind of a good segue there. What? No, you lost your moment.
Do not mute me ever
again. Do it? All right, let's do it. Go.
All right. Minnesota Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell has announced that former Eagle Carson Wentz will start at QB for the Vikings on Thursday.
Yep. So if you're listening to this early Thursday, if you have to play him, we've seen that Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison's been awesome since he got back. Jordan Addison looks great. Mm-hmm. Justin Jefferson looks fine. Go ahead and fire those guys up. We keep waiting for the updates on JJ McCarthy are incredibly vague as to what's actually happening here. He's been out practicing a little bit. If we get one more loss from the Vikings in this game, I think JJ McCarthy starts the next one. But if I had to, we're talking about super flex quarterbacks and how you can add these older guys who can kind of move an offense, right? Like Joe Flacco and Jakobi Brissett. Carson Wentz is right in that room too. If I put him above Andy Dalton, I put him above Mariota. That's probably it, though. I'm not taking anybody else.
I mean, you know what they say. Wentz is also a Super Bowl champion. So. Yes, indeed. All right. That's enough of that.
I did like the one tweet, and it's a joke, obviously, but at Purple for the win on Twitter. The Vikings are reportedly waiting for until JJ McCarthy's kid graduates from medical school to get a third opinion on dad's ankle.
It's so mean.
It's too funny, man. Just like what are they doing here? Like, can anybody tell us what's going on with his ankle?
I mean, it's gone too far at this point.
It's been amputated? Jeez, like what's happening? I don't know. All right.
I don't know.
Lamar Jackson, some good news. Finally, there was kind of it wasn't really a sure thing or like Monday. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, he just jogged on the practice field today. And it's like, sounds like he's going to be good to go. But
hey guys,
that's not a given yet. We'll see how much he actually participates and if the team really thinks they're going to be good to go. But obviously they got to start winning some games and now if they even want to have a chance to make the playoffs. So Lamar is obviously the best chance. So Corey, what's your thoughts here on this?
Yeah, I just wanted to bring it to light to everyone that we've all said this is the week we expected him back, but he didn't practice Monday, and there wasn't a whole lot of reports as to what he actually did at practice. He came out, and we know he was there. Just be aware there's still a chance he doesn't play. I think it's 80% chance that he does play, but just keep checking to make sure that he's playing this week. And if he does, fire up Lamar. It's good for all the pass catchers. I mean, they can't be any worse than they were with Cooper Rush. So it's good for Zay. It's good for Mark Andrews. Hopefully we can get Derrick Henry some more space. And I think that'll be good news. They take on the Bears this week, I believe. So
Ravens, hosting the Bears.
Yep. So that should be good for all those guys.
The Bears.
Speaking of, did you go watch the game?
I was waiting for this.
Stop Bears.
I watched a couple of them. They were something. I'll say that.
that's a good word for it. But yes, they're classics, man. They are classics. Oh no, AJ, what are you doing?
Pointed in this. We're gonna have to start a new banner of AJ saying "How dare you?" Because how dare you, sir?
What was the other reference that we made, AJ, that we after the show we were like, I'm not sure Corey got that one either. With the grumpy old men?
Grumpy old man.
I saw grumpy old man. I just have seen it like twice. I couldn't tell you like, but I can't tell you like a
picture of the two grumpy old men. You know who they are. They're grumpy old men. Even if you don't know the movie, look at the faces. Grump. Come on. By the way, the dad, the best character in that movie.
AJ pulled out his inner Seinfeld there. What was that?
I'm pretty sure that the dad might have been younger. No, I'm thinking of Golden Girls. Estelle Getty, who was Ma or whatever her character was, the old grandma.
Yeah.
She was younger than everybody else on the show.
I have never seen an episode of Golden Girls in my life.
Get out. You're done. You're off the fucking show. I'm sorry, sir. I cannot handle any more of this blasphemy that you spew out of your face.
Never.
You've never seen the Golden Girls. Do you even know what the Golden Girls is?
Nope.
It's not some new random show at the Sphere in Las Vegas. It is a goddamn classic of television history. How dare you? That's like 17 on the ticker now. God, I fucking can't with you people. I cannot at all.
I'm done. I mean, yeah, I feel old talking to Corey too, but AJ's like offended that he's like so old. All right, let's jump over to here too. If he still wants to keep talking to him, present the next topic.
Yeah. Let's go into this one.
I've seen some of these guys.
Brock Bowers and Jakobi Meyers' practice update. You fucking loon.
So these guys are on bye this week, so you can't play them anyways, but it's good to see them both back out there. I think we'll get Brock Bowers back after that. The question about Jakobi Meyers is, coming out after the bye, is he even going to be a member of the Raiders? Because there's a lot of talk about Jakobi Meyers is going to be traded. They even asked him, and he's like, I'm going to show up and play for whoever has me, but you could tell I think the second Jakobi Meyers gets traded, I saw a good one. You were talking about seeing a tweet or something. I don't remember who had it, but it was like a dog dragging his back legs like through the dirt. It's like a second Jakobi Meyers gets traded, then the back legs are just miraculously healed, or the Kevin Nash one, like those type of things. Because I think Jakobi Meyers more than likely does not end the season on the Raiders, whether there's a lot of talk about the Giants or the Bills. So this is probably a decent time to try to send out like a pretty buy low. Like I think you could buy low on Jakobi Meyers right now. He's been pretty bad this season. It might not be the worst idea.
Was that like a Kaiser Sose like reference that you were trying to say? Did you even know who that is?
Oh God, no.
Oh my God. You're killing us, Corey. You're killing us, Corey.
What are you talking about?
Right, here's the better
How old
one.
do you think I am?
Do you know what a
doesn't
Twinkie
matter, man.
is? Do you know what a Twinkie is?
Yes, I do.
What? All right. What? Define a Twinkie for me, please.
Oh God.
Cream-filled fried dough. I don't know what it is. I don't know what they are.
Not fried.
Incorrect. It is the only thing that will be left on this earth next to cockroaches when the Armageddon hits and the whole planet is a shiny parking lot, except for cockroaches and Twinkies. But other than that, yeah, your description was pretty spot on.
Thank you. Check out the private chat. Check out the private chat. I sent the video.
God.
I sent the tweet of this of the dog one. It's so good. At Zach Rosas 2. And then he's just great. He just hops up and he's great to go.
Yep, I'm good.
Yeah, we good. We good.
That's a good one.
Oh,
okay.
It's like, and I'm traded.
Man.
All right, last one for me here. Nico Collins suffered the concussion. This was a Monday night concussion, fourth quarter as well. That's not going to help anything for his return on a short week. Christian Kirk dealing with a hamstring injury. This is why I'm not really a big fan of the Houston Texans offense this week. So You seem like you're a little more optimistic, at least with Dalton Schultz, but I'm not.
I'm just optimistic that, I mean, any tight end who gets the ball, what could be 12 to 15 times, intrigues me. And I think that's possible. Kind of like we saw with Ferguson when CeeDee Lamb first got injured and he was getting the ball all the time. I think that's possible because we haven't really seen much of anything from Jaden Higgins or Jalen Noel, very little from Xavier Hutchinson. And CJ Stroud clearly likes Dalton Schultz. He gives him the ball a lot anyways in this offense, sometimes annoyingly amounts, but I don't want to play Dalton Schultz if I have a better option either, but I think it might have been a little low. But Nico Collins, concussions are tough. Don't expect to see him this week. And Christian Kirk, I'm kind of done with Christian Kirk. I think just go ahead and cut Christian Kirk. Maybe it comes back to bite you. But
yeah, I just want Christian Kirk to actually play because
and that's
Nico
the thing.
Collins,
like, when are we going to see
it?
But
Christian Kirk Nico Collins is far better when Christian Kirk is on the field.
That's probably
like
true.
We've seen it. It's just such a difference maker for him. It's such a lost season for this Houston offense, man. I'm so mad that I bought Nico Collins for that price in drafts, but I'm not alone there. So, all right, AJ, close it out.
All right, so let's close this one out with some of the quick hitters we have listed here. We've got Cole Kmet's back. He plays for the Bears, in case you didn't know who they were. Kareem Hunt's ankle. We've got Brian Thomas's shoulder. We've got Hassan Haskins doubtful tomorrow. Got Aaron Jones back at practice. Calvin Austin back for Sunday Night Football. And then you've got Debo trending in the right direction. So pick one of these that you want to highlight.
Hassan Haskins is already out, so we can switch that to out. I should have switched that. He is out officially. And Brian Thomas would have been on here as one of the main guys, but because they're on a bye this week, there's just very little updates on his shoulder. Next week we'll get more when they're back and playing. That's the one that everyone's going to be wanting to play. And the only other one I'd want to talk about is Cole Kmet's back. If Kmet misses time, and I think he's probably likely to miss this week, remember, Colston Loveland was picked in the draft ahead of Tyler Warren. It is not, I know he hasn't done anything yet. I know Luther Burden hasn't done anything yet for the Bears. Those guys are extremely talented. If you are desperate and you want to take a chance at a tight end, Colston Loveland has a ton of upside, and maybe without Cole Kmet there, we'll see it get actualized.
All right.
Everybody just thought that their speakers broke, and they just instantly turned the show off.
Well, they better turn it back on because I'm gonna pop some jersey here. Popping.
Are the 76ers
first round pick VJ Edgecombe broke the franchise record for most points in a debut game for a rookie, beating Allen Iverson's 30 points with his 34 tonight. His betting line, by the way, was over under 12 points. So, yeah, that probably was something that people could have cashed in on. I don't know what the actual plus minus was or whatever, but yeah, Sixers go up into Boston, take them out. Very close game, hard fought. And yeah, I don't care. Jason Tatum wasn't there. Whatever.
I was gonna say, aren't they missing somebody?
So what? Who cares?
No
that doesn't matter. Okay,
no Drew
doesn't
Holiday,
matter.
no
hey,
Jason
a win
Tatum,
is a win.
Derek Brown
a win is a win.
And Jaylen Brown
doesn't matter.
Eric White,
Doesn't matter. Guess what? They're 1-0. So
all right. Well, AJ forgets
Bucks
that,
are 4 minutes away from beating Joe's Wizards.
I mean,
I assume that they're your Wizards. 4 minutes away.
I mean, they're the team that I gotta root for, but I don't really care anymore. I'm tired of them. But anyway, that's what we got. News and injuries. Jump over here to AJ's topic. Streamers. Wasn't totally sure if he was coming on, so I kind of filled in the slides without him. So I'll present the ones that we don't match on. So just so they match up on here. But I'm going Joe Flacco against the Jets. Saw what he just did against Pittsburgh. Him and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, man, firing all cylinders right now. I got him. I think I've got him like one spot higher than ECR, and but yeah, 38% roster right now. Good matchup against the Jets as well. So I think he's easily in the consideration of a streaming quarterback this week.
Absolutely, and I don't disagree with this. It was basically a toss up between him and Ayahuasca AA Ron. For me, I'm leaning AA Ron. 37% rostership in Green Bay, where I feel like he's played a couple of games there. Maybe not in the black and gold, maybe more of a green and yellowish gold. I don't know the exact Sherwin-Williams reference color for that, but
greatness.
This is a revenge game. Greatness. That's not a number. Last time I checked, that is a word. So
that's what it's called. Greatness.
While you're studying up on the Golden Girls, you can pull a dictionary out to see what words are versus numbers. Guess what? I don't think there's numbers in a dictionary. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. But either way, revenge game yet again for Rodgers. You look at what he did in his last revenge game in game 1 of this season, also his best game of the season. 244 yards. Okay, average. 4 touchdowns. 1 rushing attempt. All right, great. -1 yards. But we're not worried about that. The 4 touchdowns and the yardage is what we're looking at with Rodgers here. He's coming off of a huge game against Jay Flaccolicious, and I will have to correct my error from last week when I said tune in this Sunday. It should have been tune in this Thursday. I was wrapped up in the conversation of my awesome speech, so my apologies to everyone who still is some reason listening to the old show. But last week against Cincinnati, his second best game. Guess how many touchdowns, fans? Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 again. So, yeah.
All the tight ends.
It's Rodgers. It's Rodgers.
By the way. So
I don't care. We'll get to that. I don't care. Okay.
I just thought it was funny. But anyway.
Well, of course it's funny because you're into the tight ends. Literally and figuratively.
Comment.
Okay. Cracking a new one.
Kyle Monangai playing in Baltimore.
Bears.
That's a better one. There we go. Let's keep that one. We're just gonna keep doing that, Corey. Sorry.
Oh man.
Every week. It's gonna be,
we're just
you
gonna find
can
more and more
guarantee
of
2
these.
things every week. Well, 3. We're gonna have great analysis. Number 1. We're gonna have fun.
That's true.
I guess that's 1A.
You know what's even funnier? Corey's a Packers fan.
Not always, but
So he hates it even more.
You have. You are correct
4
about that.
technically. We'll call the fun 1A. You're gonna hear "We Are the Champions," and we're now gonna hear "Da Bears" at some point throughout the show. So,
All right, Kyle Monangai.
that's what you get. That's what you get, Golden Girls hater.
I can't hate on something I've never seen. It could be the greatest show
Bullshit.
ever. I've just never seen.
You were wrong, sir, and you can. You already have.
Oh, man.
There's a part of me inside that just died a little bit, and it's not from the alcohol.
It's good. I guess.
Maybe it is. I don't know. I should probably see a doctor. But all right, Monangai. I've talked about him a lot this season. I've been a big fan of his through his college career, and expected a good showing out of him from the Bears this year. Obviously, DeAndre Swift is the main go-to up there, but last week he had himself a game. Going from 6, 7, 4, 5 rushing attempts all the way up to 13. Okay, 81 yards, clearly his best output of the season, and he got a tutty. He had 2 receptions. 3 targets. All right, whatever. 13 yards. Kind of paltry, but still, the rushing yards is very encouraging. Baltimore is horrendous against the run, mostly due to all the injuries they're facing. I have not honestly looked through to see if any of those solid run blockers are going to be back this week. But I love Monangai this week. I think he can really open things up. And I like Swift too, but as a fill-in, somebody you need to roster on Bimageddon, yeah, this is the guy.
I am right there, starting him in at least one league, maybe two. Yeah, so good times. All right, receiver talk. I wrote down Tez Johnson. I know AJ, you had somebody else listed down, so I'll Tez Johnson here. Filling in. No Mike Evans. We saw him get, I believe it was 9 targets last week. So that's
9
scored again. And I just think like Sterling Shepard probably has the safer floor, but there's just no ceiling with Sterling Shepard. There's just not. So Tez Johnson is more of a playmaker. Can just get downfield and Baker's just firing it, man, this year. Like he's looked awesome. So Ted Johnson, who as I think somebody that you can use this week with confidence. I believe I've got him higher than wide receiver 40 in my rankings. So
yeah, I mean, you said it right there. Shepard is basically the product of Macklemore and Ryan Lewis's "Can't Hold Us" song. The ceiling cannot hold us. So he is okay if you want to start him, but I do like Tez. 2 touchdowns the past 2 weeks. You said it, 9 targets last week, 3 times as many as he had the week before. New Orleans kind of middle of the pack, so I'm not hating on it, but the guy I'm actually looking at here is Mr. Marvin Mims. We've seen what Bo Nix has done this year. He's been kind of up and down, but Dallas. I mean, Dallas sucks. Let's be honest, Joe. I mean, we can both say that. Granted, they've been playing pretty well this year.
They just smashed my Commanders, so that I don't know how much I can really say that right now.
Exactly. That was more of a tongue-in-cheek kind of thing.
Thanks, man.
Most of the time, you can say Dallas sucks. But here again, and in that game, you had Mariota coming in, so wasn't as open, but their defense is still porous. I think Mims can get enough to be serviceable this week if you need a good flex fill in. And Tez Johnson is randomly already grabbed up. Mims is only sitting around 30% rostership, and Dallas is the worst team against wide receiver position. So there's still some upside there.
Yeah, I just worry. I wrote about this
many
in the
people
usage
at
article.
all.
Sorry, what?
No, you go. You say.
I was gonna say, I wrote about this in the usage article. Is that it seems like it's Cortland Sutton and then J.K. Dobbins and then the wide receiver roulette wheel in Denver, and it's who's gonna be the number 2 this week? And it's it's Troy Franklin, it's Marvin Mims, it's all over the place.
Exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
exactly what I was gonna say. That team looked awful for 50 minutes last week until the Giants forgot what they were doing and somehow lost that game. And you could trust Cortland Sutton and J.K. Dobbins to get the ball. Other than that, and actually, Cortland Sutton's had 2 games that were complete clunkers too this season. So even he's been a little up and down. Yeah. Marvin Mims will have a good game. Troy Franklin, man, I'm off tonight. Troy Franklin might have a good game. Evan Ingram might have a good game.
Always in one, my friend.
RJ Harvey might have a good game. Something, but I don't trust a lot of people in Denver at all.
So I'm going to throw out another reference that you probably will not understand or get. You just talked about Joe stealing your pick, and he took the words right out of your mouth. Do you know who Meatloaf is? And I'm not talking about the food or the thing that, Will Ferrell is screaming up to Ma to make. Do you know the singer Meatloaf?
I know Paradise by the Dashboard Light. I'm not that completely
Okay.
worthless. Yes,
All right.
I do. No,
It's on that album. Do you know the name of that album? No, you do
you
not.
kidding me?
Yeah,
How would I know the name of
even
the
I
album?
don't know that one, man.
How would I know that?
Bat out of hell. Come on. Jesus.
I'm not a Meatloaf fan, so I'm sorry. For
don't know that.
many ways,
All
I'm
right,
not a
well,
Meatloaf fan.
How-
Anyway.
all right.
Tight end.
Well, that's where I was going with that. Just another reference.
You've got
I'm proud of
Mr.
you for knowing who
Freiermuth,
Meatloaf is.
but you actually like both of these. You actually like
I
both
do.
of these.
I do. I
tight
think
ends for Pittsburgh.
this is a little bit of a pick your poison for the tight ends. Again, obviously, I like Rodgers. I think this could be like a Jermichael Finley type game. He clearly threw the tight ends last week and opened them up for 3 tutties. So why not open up those ends again and really destroy his former team? Joe, you into that? Of course you are.
I'm not going there.
That will not be happening. That one
Nope,
I feel confident will not.
Nope, I'm done. I'm done. So, okay, we're just gonna finish off here with some defenses. AJ.
All right. Defense, what we've all been waiting for. I mean, I feel like there was one really obvious choice here. And no, it's not Buffalo against Carolina. It is Hotlanta against the Miami South Beach Suckers, who will soon not have a coach unless that guy has really good pictures of his owners doing something or his owners' wives doing something. I don't know. I'm not involved in any of that. I don't have these pictures. I don't even know if that's a fact, but it's probably a fact. So, by the way, did either of you hear McDaniel's like random rant of stupidity? I guess I don't even know. I don't even know what to call it after the game. Or is Tua going to start? And he was just might as well have just been picking his nose and not talking, because that would have been more information than what he spewed out.
I might have missed that one.
If you haven't seen it, go look at it. It was a lot of ands, likes, interception, ellipsis, double ellipsis. I don't know. That's basically what it was.
I think the connection dropped.
I'm going through a tunnel.
How dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you? 18, 19. Atlanta, kind of they've been a sneaky good defense. I'll use that term again. They've got 6 interceptions on the year. They got a bunch of sacks on the year. Points against have been nothing higher than 27. We know Miami's not even scoring 6, which is their lowest against Minnesota. And it's in Atlanta. You got the dome, you got the home fans, so they just played their asses off the other night against San Francisco, trying to stop CMC. Yeah, CMC ran all over them, literally, but they still only gave up 20 points. It was a hard-fought game. It was a pretty close game for a little bit. I still like this defense. I think that their secondary is awesome. I mean, you're not really throwing on this team a lot. So against Miami, I mean, shit, that secondary could get 17 interceptions on one throw from Tua. So I don't know how that happens either. Again, it's a flag with the 12-man on the field rule, +5. So you do the math, figure it out. But there's a lot of interceptions to be had, even though that was another thing that McDaniels had a press conference about. It just seems like him and Tua are just stabbing each other and with microphones from the press. So it's a great marriage headed for a ugly divorce. Lawyers are going to be well paid in that one. But yeah, Atlanta's the pick.
My every week
All right.
question: what is Indianapolis roster to? Do we know? Against Tennessee.
Indy's got to be high.
I saw him go for $71 out of 100 in one league.
Whoa. I mean, that's
okay. They're actually not. No, they are under. My apologies. They are at 39% rostership on the site we're looking at. So
check them first.
Definitely another solid choice.
Yeah.
It's in Tennessee though, so
I don't understand
it's still
how
a good choice.
I just don't understand how these defenses are so under rostered on a week like this.
Yeah.
Is the
site that we use, do they have like a random Thursday waiver or something where the rostership just doesn't?
Nope, it would be
update?
Yahoo. So I don't understand it.
Well, Yahoo's a website. Okay, they're a search engine. They have a mail system that you can do. Yeah, it's called Yahoo.com @mail something. I don't know.
What?
I had one
are you,
at some point.
I have no idea.
I'm trying to explain to you what Yahoo is. It's
okay.
gone off the rails again.
No, yeah, I have no idea what's going on. So we're just gonna end it.
Atlanta, go for it.
Thank you for tuning in this week. Hope you got a lot of information. Good luck in week 8. Jump in the Discord if you need some more advice. Become an all access member. Promo code F6P Pods saves you 15%. And without further ado, and we out.